Okay. Okay, welcome back. I think I'm gonna see if I can get one more video today. Get one more session. So I think I want to work on my aircraft a little bit. The first thing I want to do is, like I said in the last video, my F-16 needs to be inheriting. I need a base. Let's just duplicate this. Actually, let's just move this under. I need to rework this whole. Thing. Let's do vehicles, new folder, aircraft, new folder, ground. Get rid of this folder. Move this whole east folder into the ground. Whoops. That is not what I wanted to do. Delete. Okay, I got vehicles, I got ground, I got east. Refresh, please. Ground, east. How in the world do I refresh my... Well, anyway, we're going to go vehicles, ground, east. Ground, east, T-72, move. Okay. So then we're going to move under aircraft. I'm going to create a west folder. And we're going to move our F-16 into that. There we go. So now it's just switched around what we did there. So now I can create in this aircraft folder. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this F-16. I'm going to move it into the aircraft folder. And then I'm going to change its name to fighter. And then we're going to create child. And we'll make that our F-16 class, and we'll move that right over here. And then on our test map, this skeletal mesh is the one I made where I don't know if I showed that. I actually removed the fuel tanks using the skeletal mesh editor so that I could put other ordnance there instead once I get to that point. So now our F-16 inherits from that base class, so really I can change things in here, and any new aircraft I make will automatically have at least all these inputs and everything. So I'm going to make an input for the parking brake because it annoys me that my aircraft rolls on startup. So if I come in here and make a new, let's see here, this needs to be, yeah, it needs to be a digital, okay. Let's duplicate this and call it parking brake. And then let's come into our, I need to split this out as well. That's something else I need to clean up, is this I need to make different contexts depending on what you're controlling, because this is getting a little out of hand. So, is anything using the space bar yet? What do my wheel brakes use? Okay, they're using the space bar. All right. Let's make this. We'll just call it P, I guess. Parking brake. And then in my aircraft, let's just do triggered. Parking brake triggered. Let's make an action. Parking brake action, and generate this definition. Come up to our enhanced input. Let's do it right below wheel brakes. Okay, we've hooked that action up, and there it is right there. Oops. Is that a Boolean? It's a double. This is going to be between 0 and 1. Alright, well, let me just... Okay, if the parking brake is set, we turn it off. If it's not set, we set it. Probably should have just made that started, actually. Yeah, let me change it. Started. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is begin play. We'll set it so that my aircraft doesn't go taking off. Okay, let me compile that. Okay, so I managed to get my code compiled. So I'm going to come in here and add my input for the parking brake. No, it didn't save. I had a crash. I was worried about that. Save all to make sure that doesn't happen again. Okay, now let's see what happens. Didn't save that either. Okay. There we go. It is parked. Trying different lights. Seem to be correct. So, oh look, I accidentally cut out. Nice. When I took the fuel tanks off, it looks like I cut off the back of the F-16 as well. It's got a big hole in it. That's obviously not going to work. but I won't worry about that for the moment. What I really want to see, let me just start with the landing gear. And let's take a look at this plugin. Okay, JSP Sim movement component. So this is the gears. I've got them set to replicated right now. And let's take a look. So I am replicating them. So I just need to execute the command on the server. And so what I think I want to do is make an ability, and I think you could make the argument here that this ability could be a C++ ability, because the landing gear going up and down is not something that the designer's probably ever going to change. It's just a command. But I like having all my abilities in the same place here, so I'm going to do it with a blueprint. So we're going to have a gear toggle ability, and we're going to come in here and we are going to set a command. Actually, no, before I do that, let's actually look and see exactly what happens in the aircraft right now. So I got my landing gear action. If the gear is down, or if, I guess this is gear up, lower it, play audio, do some logic if the landing lights are on. This is actually going to be interesting, but okay, the main thing is we're setting this command and we're playing this audio. Let's do that first. Gonna cast our actor to an aircraft. That will let us get the movement component. Let's get the commands. Actually, we need to get the state of the gears first. What is this called? aircraft state. Let me look. Aircraft movement. If aircraft movement commands gear down. Okay. What I want is... I'm really weak with blueprints, so I should probably work with them more. Branch. Condition. Equals 0. So if the gear are down, we need to see, I need to hook all these up. Wow. Okay. This is where things get a little spaghetti for me. Unlike this. Wonder if there's a better way to do it actually. I could probably set a variable. That's what I could do. Well, I'm not gonna worry about it for now. But I could change this into a variable, set it, and then just change the landing gear action. I'll do that in a little bit once I get this all working. Okay, so now we've set the gear down. Actually, let's go ahead and put the... it's different. So if the gear are down... No, wait. Gear down, 0. We're putting the gear up. So we're going to play the gear up sound. And we're going to play it. Oops. There we go. Oh, whoops. I got a lot more work to do. So let's do gear up or gear toggle ability. Guess I could do a separate gear up and gear down. That might make the light stuff easier. I'll think about that in a minute. Anyway, we've added that ability. Now we need to give the ability to the ability system. And then okay, now let me compile that. Okay, so it's compiled. So I'm going to come in and configure my aircraft for that ability. And since every aircraft can put its gear up and down, I'll obviously set it on the base class. So now that's set. Let's see what happens when I run this thing here in a second. Okay, I had another little crash there. Let's see what happens if I try to run. Actually, I probably need to go back, and it's probably not going to work. Let me stop. Probably need to change the aircraft again because I'm sure that did not save. Let's see. Let's see what we got here. No, still set. Okay. That didn't do what I wanted. Hitting the G key and nothing's happening. Try activate ability by class. Let's look at our the ability's firing. That's not coming up the way I expected. Let's try that again. gear down as 1. Change it to 0. There we go. Excellent. Okay. Now, let's see what happens when a client does it. On the client, I put my gear down. Boom. See it go down on the server too. See, just like that. I didn't have to write any special code. That's what's really nice there is if I'd have done that in C++, I would have had to, without an ability, I would have had to write a server method. So that's working. So then there's also, if it's false, right? Actually, hang on. Need to duplicate this. Bring it down here. If it's false, we're going to set it to true. And let me go ahead and let me I really need to, there's some easy way. Alright, I'll just do this. Commands. Promote this to a variable. Call it commands. So now I've got a variable I can check. Alright, so now get the commands. We're going to set the gear. I can't set individual account. That's the problem. That doesn't really fix. I'll have to do some reading about this, because I don't like what I'm about to have to do here. Commands. Okay. This would be so much cleaner if I did it in C++, but I really like the thought of having all my abilities here in one place. And I'm sure there's a better way to do this in Blueprints than what I just did. This is really pretty ugly. Okay, so now I got gear up and gear down. Right on top of each other. Nice. That didn't seem to work. I get it backwards again. Let's see. If the gear are up, put the gear down. Otherwise, put the gear up. Okay, well, it worked a minute ago, now it's not. What am I doing? Just, let's see, setting the command. False because the gear are down. Come over here, set the gear down to 0. That's not right. Yeah, okay. I was accidentally still using the variable that I wasn't setting it properly back on the aircraft movement component. Okay, if the gear down, so if they're up, put them down. Okay, that's exactly what I want. Okay. So now the other thing that code did was if the landing lights were on, it basically activated the landing light. Okay. So but that's only if the gear were coming down. If they were going up, did it turn it off? Yes. Okay. So okay, so just hit C to comment there. So now when the gear come down, you know what, let me set. No, don't want that. I want. Let's call it avatar actor. Okay, I'm setting the avatar actor, so now down here, and get the actor. Do I need to move that to protected? So those are going to be on my component. Actions, countermeasures, weapons, wheel mappings. Okay, I had to run a few errands. So I think if I remember where I was at, I had moved my lights. There we go. I needed to add a U property though, I didn't. Okay, we build that. Okay, that's compiled. Let me see what I can do. Okay, get landing lights on. So we're putting the gear down, so if the landing lights are on, interesting. Could have swore I had. Oh wait, okay, I'm getting the components. Okay. Okay, got you. Alright, so there we go. We get all the landing lights for each. And then if it's not on, turn it on. Okay. This needs to be inside of an if. Okay. If the landing lights are on, okay. If the landing lights are on, then we're going to loop through all the landing light components and we're going to activate them. Piece of cake. Actually, there's this toggle method on the landing light. I wonder if we should call that instead. If it's not active, toggle it. toggle function. Let's take a look. Landing light component.h toggle. It's public, but it probably needs a U function. Compile that real quick. Truth is, and I'll probably come across this later, but there's probably a way for me to use the tag system here to turn the light on and off as the gear go up and down. Like I can probably make an ability for the landing light and then have it automatically turn off when the gear up tag is set. So that's probably what I'll end up doing. If indeed that's possible, that's what I'll end up doing. Because I don't want to have to do this loop here. If I have to do this loop, I'd rather just wipe this out, put it in C++ instead. Especially since I've got this ugliness going on that I'd rather not have. Let's see. Come on. There we go. So now if I call, wait, where's my, toggle. Let's see what happens. I don't really expect anything great to happen here, but let's see. See if this works, and then we can end the video here. They're both in the exact same spawn spot again. Turn the landing light on. Can't really see it. It's too much sun. Let's see what this does. There's the landing light, G. You can see the plane go down, now put it back up. Still can't see the landing light on the server. I can see the gear. So I may end up needing to turn that light on the server. I may need to make a server RPC. But anyway, so that's how the gear I think is going to work. And based on the fact that that worked, I think the way I'm going to do all of this is with the ability system. So all of the lights, all of the countermeasures, weapons, the engine. I don't quite know how I'm going to do that, because really the only thing I care about on the engine, about using the ability system for, is the Niagara component that comes on when the afterburners are on. But I'll figure that out. Next video I'll probably continue working on the aircraft, adding abilities to it to to get the multiplayer looking good. Let me try one more thing real quick just to see if I... let me look. I don't remember if I have keyboard shortcuts for the control surfaces. Been too long since I messed with the aircraft. I don't remember how my controls... let's see, aircraft aileron, B and A, WS, okay. So, if I pull up the client, I don't see the control surfaces moving at all. I may need to revisit that. Yeah, I don't seem to have any controls working at all. So, except for the gear. So I'll probably have to do a little debugging there, but anyway, next video I'll probably continue adding abilities to the aircraft until I get basically all the functionality implemented, except for, I guess, the control surfaces. Those, I guess, would stay. Those would stay, I guess, not abilities. However, I do need to add some server RPCs to the movement component so that those things replicate to the server properly. So there's a ton of work to do on this aircraft still. So that's what I'll keep doing next time. Until then, take care.